everyone. My name is Pat Pow, CEO and co-founder of Saige. And today I'm here to tell you a story about what Silicon Valley got wrong about food. Now, I was a Silicon Valley investor. Before moving back home to Atlanta to start Saige, I worked at Excel Partners, one of the world's leading venture capital firms. There, we looked at hundreds of e-commerce businesses and saw unsustainable company after unsustainable company after unsustainable company. Just like the protagonist of today's story, Blue Apron. Now, Blue Apron launched in 2012, and within 4 years had reached $800 million in revenue. This past year, the company went IPO, where they saw their peak valuation of $2 billion cut in half. How do we explain this tumultuous rise and fall? Well, Blue Apron was a very smart first mover in the category. They correctly pointed out that people are so busy these days that they need to outsource meals on a consistent basis. But then they said, you know, the best way to solve this problem is to send you ingredients in a box that you have to spend 45 minutes cooking. Makes total sense, right? Well, at Saige, we built a product that customers actually use on a recurring basis, and that's supported by a sustainable business model. Now, Saige is a modern-day personal chef. And in 2017, we don't believe a personal chef should be someone in your kitchen cooking exorbitantly expensive meals. Instead, customers come to our site and fill out a dietary profile. Foods you like, foods you hate, allergens, special diets. And every week, we send you an email of recommendations broken out by everyone in your family, recommendations that can be easily modified. We cook those recommendations and deliver them to your door ready to heat. Preparation takes 2 minutes in the microwave or 10 minutes in the oven. The net result for customers is no cooking, no decision-making, and meals that are personalized for everyone in your family. Underpinning Saige's consumer experience is a complex business that brings together elements from companies across a variety of sectors. We first start out with menu modularization. When you come to our site, you tell us exactly what cuisines that you want. And we borrow from companies like Chipotle, who are experts at taking a minimum number of ingredients and stretching that to an endless number of menu permutations. But Saige does this across cuisines. An ingredient like brown rice, for example, can be used across American, Mexican, and Asian dishes. The result is an endless amount of customer variety with highly efficient and profitable production. And we figured out a way to do this with very high quality. We've built a Netflix-like machine learning engine that takes these hundreds of thousands of menu possibilities and maps them to the preferences of our entire customer base. After each meal, customers give us feedback that allows us to improve your recommendations as well as the recommendations of the entire system. At Saige, we realized that everyone eats differently and have built a platform that allows us to personalize in a scalable way. And we do this with very limited investment spend. A typical retail restaurant chain might have 20 high foot traffic locations where rent and real estate are very expensive. In the same area that they serve with those 20 locations, we service with a single kitchen, and we do that at 1/20th the invested capital. This is classic Amazon versus Barnes & Noble bookstores. Our delivery model is also incredibly efficient because we make them overnight when there's no traffic. Between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m., our drivers drop off cooler bags of meals that are waiting for customers when they wake up. Think of us as your friendly neighborhood milkman, except for delicious and personalized food. So what's the payoff here? Very simply, we know it costs us $2 million to stand up a market. We're on a path where each market can support $10 million in revenue and drive 25% EBITDA margins. Based on public market comps, that values each location at $20 to $50 million. And there are hundreds of markets across the country that need a service like Saige. But this is not an unvalidated thesis, because we're already proving this out. In just 6 months since Saige's launch, we've surpassed the $1 million annual run rate revenue mark. Thank you to you, one person. We're growing 15% week over week, driven by 60% word of mouth acquisition. Our most recent Net Promoter Score of 70 puts us on par with some of the world's best consumer brands. And compared to Blue Apron, our customer retention is double. The team behind these results are subject matter experts in the food and technology spaces. And we're fortunate enough to be backed by some of Atlanta's best angel investors. But let's forget about traction for a second. Let's forget about how this business drives multiples of money and IRR. Because I'm not up here pitching software that some enterprise marketer that you'll never meet might use, or a platform that makes the nth bank more profitable. Instead, I'm talking about a product that solves a problem that 100% of the people in this room face. It's about building a company it's about being able to stand up here years from now and say that we built a product and company that makes a difference in the lives of real people. And we want to do that together with you. We're raising a $1.5 million seed round to help us continue rapidly growing revenue and prepare us for new market expansion. When you feel the time is right, please come talk to me, and let's talk about how we can partner up on our next phase of growth. And finally, make sure to come to our site and let Saige be your modern-day personal chef. Thank you very much, everyone.